Cool. Welcome to episode 18 of the SLOP Podcast. This is an interview series that fills your ears with wild discussions, fascinating stories, and unique insights from Australia's most promising creators. I'm your host for today, Joey, filling in for Harry while he's off gallivanting in Europe, doing something else. He's not in the country at the moment. Today's episode features a 5-piece rock ensemble we have 4 of, made up of brothers and others, hailing from Toowoomba. Plastik Reality have been making the rounds in the local Brisbane music scene, undertaking a rigorous gig schedule that has seen them perform in some of Brisbane's hottest and most frequented venues. Recently, they performed in the Brightside's Battle of the Bands Winter Heats, a competition that has seen our guests from SLOP 15, Pastel, shred up the stage. On the very day of recording, Plastik Reality will be opening for Brisbane Wavemakers Port Royal at Lefty's Caxton Street. So with a number of hotly anticipated gigs in the pipeline, it's a pleasure to have you guys on the show. How's everyone's day been?
Really good.
Pretty chill.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
Pretty good so far?
Been a good day. Nearly crashed on the way here, but apart from that, pretty
Oh,
good.
really?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
I was in a lane that's meant to only turn left, and there's a lane next to me that turns left and right.
Yeah.
And that car was turning left, and I was trying to turn right. And sort of just, got lucky.
Yeah. Well, fantastic that you didn't crash.
Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be here at the moment.
You wouldn't be here at the moment, and you've got a pretty big night ahead of you. So tell me about what's coming up tonight.
We have a gig at Lefty's. We're playing at 8:45. Port Royal is playing sometime after us,
And Blood Bank. No.
And
The baby breaks.
Baby breaks.
Cut that out.
baby breaks as well. So how'd you guys get in contact with Port Royal?
At Bright's, no, it was Empire Hotel, I think.
Actually, our first gig in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Liam and Lawson were doing their Mort Doyle set.
Yeah.
And Lawson hung around after.
Oh, shit.
And then we did a gig at Greaser with Liam, and Lawson did a gig, like, that we were all there that night as well. And then Lawson, like, came back to our place and we, like, hung out for a bit and talked some stuff. And
G'd the gig up.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So how long has this one been planned for?
Probably
like
yeah, it's been in the working for about a month.
Yeah. This is the first time we played with like the actual whole band, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very
It's
cool.
gonna be very exciting.
With the whole Port
Yeah, with the whole Port Royal band. Yeah.
We've played together plenty of times.
Oh, of course. In fact, we've only played with the 5 of us, I think.
Yeah,
Not
so
once.
it's actually amazing that we can get you all guys like here together at once.
I'm amazed at that as well.
Yeah. Well, most of you anyways. We are
Nearly on time too.
Nearly, yeah,
Yeah.
no. I mean, I'm not mad at all. I think it's a pleasure to have you guys on the show.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you.
man.
And just before you guys came, with the extra time that I had, I did something really in the moment. I've been like working midnight shifts for the last 2 days, so I'm kind of like a little bit like delirious with sleep. So like I was thinking this morning, what would be really funny in like my kind of like half awake, half asleep mind. So I went down to this. $2 store and I bought some Plasticine because I was thinking, okay,
Nice.
this is really funny. We have Plastik Reality on the show, and I have Plasticine. So I'm gonna hand this out.
Do we get to play with it?
You do.
Oh, dude.
It's not just for looking. You can touch it.
Yes.
This
Make-
is a treat.
Make a mess because we're not responsible for cleaning the room.
That's good.
Just kidding.
Have a crack.
Just like don't stick it on the wall or eat it.
Make a blob.
I think it said it's ages 4 and up, so
pretty safe.
I think I would hope that you guys would have a good grasp on
Don't eat it.
what is
Surely
I mean like to be honest though, if you were like really hungry and you saw like a stick or whatever that is, it's just like a colored tube of like a nice like pliable material, like it kind of does look a little bit appetizing in a
Yeah.
weird kind of way.
In a weird way.
In like the same way that like you look at like Tide Pods or like
Play-Doh even.
or like those like lunchbox coolers, those like blue ones that like you used to chuck in the fridge. Like I always looked at that. I don't know whether it was because I was kind of stunted as a child, but I'd always kind of look at that and be like, I wonder what that tastes like.
I've
That's fair.
Well, I definitely smell them anyway.
Yeah, like still to this day.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
I
like
smell a lot of things.
yeah.
Like,
No, I mean that's the way it's got to be. Like
This looks like it tastes good.
yeah,
They do look really appetizing, and all the colours as well.
Have
It's
a go at it.
yeah.
different flavours.
You know
it's
wh-
like icing.
You know, I'm just advising you not to eat it, but if you really want, have a nibble.
Surely it'd have to be.
Well, it says it's non-toxic, so
Oh,
I don't
that's-
think you're gonna start like foaming at the mouth if you like have a lick.
Just eat the whole packet,
Yeah.
honestly.
You should have a go at it, Sam.
We're actually just making a smooth transition into the next segment of the show, which is eating foreign materials that really shouldn't go anywhere near a mouth. But
Been there.
hey, here we are.
Here we are.
So yeah, have some fun with that. And while you guys are playing with that, I'm gonna keep asking you some questions. So whoever wants the mic, go for it.
I'll have a yarn.
It's my ears. Then just don't blow into the mic. I'm already like partially deaf. So the band's been active since about 2018. So how did you guys form? I mean, apart from like being siblings and others. So do you share the same collective passion for music, or what is it that brought you guys together?
Yeah, I think there is a collective passion there for sure. But
Yeah.
it all started. This one started with George and I. Just we took about a year to write some songs, about a 12 song set list, and then we like got Sam in on the drums as we like continued to write the songs to start getting him playing them. And then
Just mic a little bit closer to the mouth.
Oh, sorry. And then we got Tom on the bass. We got him to start adding his parts in, and then
Yeah.
last was Ben. Ben was a late addition to the band. Like, we had a singer before him, but like it didn't really. I don't think he was keen. So
Yeah. So it's to my knowledge that both of you two were in a band beforehand.
yeah, we were.
What was the name? Was it
Was-
Dazed and Confused?
Dazed and confused.
Yeah, that was it.
It sounds really angsty.
Yeah, it was good fun.
I feel like you guys were in a really like stable stage of your life when you kind of formed that. So what's the story with that? So how was the transition from one band into another?
Well, it was, I guess, George and I in that band as well, and we sort of started it the same way we started this band. So that was about the only thing that came across. And besides from that, completely different sounding music, new band members, like just different influences. Just a really step back approach to it, just learning all the lessons from the first band. And there were a lot of lessons learnt.
Some shocking lessons were learnt with that band. I think this time around we're a lot more organised with it, I think, and taking into account a lot more like each other's feelings, I guess, and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Like
It's not flaming each other.
it's more a band this time, in every sense of the word.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're not gonna like.
Everyone's equal.
Yeah. We're not gonna roast the other band, but. So where would you say your influences for Plastik Reality have come from, like musically?
Musically, garage rock this time, I guess.
Yeah.
Like sort of starting with the Strokes and sort of going down different tangents and exploring it, and I don't know.
Yeah. Funny
Yeah, definitely
thing.
a lot of Strokes in it.
Funny thing, because Pastel, the band that we had on before, they had the exact same. I think it was it the Strokes?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, so you're influenced by the Strokes. What are some other bands that you guys have kind of collected your sound from?
Well, everyone's sort of got their own individual sort
Yeah.
of thing. So Sam likes Metallica heaps, and so does George, and
Metallica.
Ben likes Manson and that sort of thing, and my brother likes the blues, and I like the blues, and but,
Yeah.
like we sort of all meet in the middle. With
Ben went through a
the
big
Strokes
My
and that
Chemical
sort of
Romance stage.
yeah.
Yeah, I sure did. I definitely did as a young man.
I think in
Phase,
every
rather.
in every rock group, there's always got to be the one guy that was like kind of seen in high school.
Yeah.
kind of a little bit Bring Me to the Horizon, a little bit, you know.
Little under the surface, had to keep it on the DL.
Yeah. bit of Eminem recovery there. Okay, so growing up in Toowoomba, how do you think that influenced your music or influenced the direction that you're really taking the band in?
Honestly, I could not wait to get out of Toowoomba. So, I was very motivated from the start to just get to Brisbane and just like completely forget about that place and start afresh, sort of thing. And
pretty much all of the music was written in Brisbane anyway. I don't think anyone, very few members of the bands, at least anyway, have actually lived in Toowoomba and been a member of the band at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom, obviously, yeah.
The band's completely separate to Toowoomba, and that's what I love about
All the
it.
business goes
It's just
to
got
Brisbane,
nothing to do with
So if you could say that if there's any influence that the band's gotten from Toowoomba, it's a desire not to be influenced by Toowoomba in the slightest.
Yeah, that's a way.
and to get out of Toowoomba, I guess.
Yeah.
Like to
Again,
use the music to get away from Toowoomba.
again, not to flame Toowoomba because it's a lovely town. You've got some nice botanic gardens.
Oh look,
Good
Toomba's
climate.
great. I don't know. It's Toowoomba. It is what it is.
It is
It
what
has
it
its
is.
limits, and yeah.
I think if you're going to put it anyway, it would be that it just is what it is, really. Okay, and so coming into Brisbane and writing your music in Brisbane, how do you think your connection to the Brisbane music scene's been? Like, how do you think the reception that you've received since you've been gigging pretty heavily has been?
Really, trying to think of the words.
A lot of that is dependent on the time and
Encouraging.
place, I think.
Mm.
Who's been at the gig? Like, yeah, how many people have been there? Who's loud? Yeah.
It's like everyone
we-
seems to love music, you know,
Yeah,
no matter what it is. Like, it's all very encouraging
that's the thing.
from
Like,
everyone.
when I saw you guys set at Tomcats, I think compared to a lot of the other bands that were playing, as soon as you guys kind of came on, there was a really good energy that you guys produced. And so, do you think a lot of the reception that you've gotten from the crowd has been kind of drawn uniquely from your sound? Or is it more so just having the atmosphere of live music there?
Don't know. I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, I think we've definitely had an individual reception to it. Like we've definitely had like people come up to us after and compliment it and say, "Oh, you sound like this and that," and like that's what we want to hear, sort of thing. So I think that I don't know, our sound message is sort of getting across in a way. Like it is sort of pulling its own individual following, if you put it like that.
Yeah. So you're kind of needing to gather your own sound over time, which I think I can definitely notice. And so with your new release that you recently uploaded to Triple J on Earth, Fancy Dressed, tell me a little bit about that.
I guess it's just another song we wrote last year that sort of came together really easily with everyone. It all clicked and just felt good, felt right to record and get it up there, you know.
So who
It's
wrote
just
that?
cool. Me and George did, but as it got to Sam, he wrote the drum parts, changed it up a bit, and Ben had his own take on it, like, you know. But yeah, me and George wrote the music sort of thing, the parts of it.
Okay, just kind of,
Sorta.
standard.
Figured out how to glue it together.
Yeah. And so out of all the songs you've recorded, how come that was the one that you chose to upload to Triple J on Earth as the first release?
Pretty much everyone just agreed to.
Yeah.
Thought we should just whack it up, you know. Yeah.
Kind of like a name of the hat type thing.
We didn't want
pretty
to put
much.
our best song out first either.
Yeah.
We have a better song.
So subjectively, what is your best song at the moment, or are you waiting for a better time to release it?
I don't think we've played it on stage yet.
Oh,
think we subjectively
Yeah.
do have a best song.
We haven't written it yet.
yeah.
No, like every song
It's up there. It's coming.
every song we write's better than the last ones. Like that's a rule we have.
Yeah. So do you find yourself naturally improving over time? So how do you think your sounds changed from
yeah.
when you started doing gigs in like March to where you are now? Or even from when you started, writing songs early last year? Like, do you think that the direction of the music has changed?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a bit of confidence, like, as you said, like we get a bit of feedback from gigs and that sort of thing. We can sort of get like these ideas and go, oh yeah, we'll use this now. It should work, I guess. Whereas ages ago, we probably wouldn't have used it. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, it might be a bit weird or something, or
And so,
probably a bit difficult or something like that. But now we know how to persevere with it a bit more and make it work, I guess.
And so do you think over time, as you're kind of getting more gigs and kind of getting your name around the place, you'll have more content that is, a little bit more tailored to where you want to sound, slowly being drip-fed to the audiences?
Yeah, I think so. That's the thing with it, You don't really know what way it's going to go. You sort of just follow it, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
I think we figured out our sound a while ago. Like when we started jamming properly last year, like full rehearsals, that sort of thing. We sort of like, I think in that time period evolved what we were going to sound like. And in terms of like, I don't know, like how the guitars sound and how the singing is, like I think that's all pretty like decided on. We're just trying to write songs that sound like more technical, not more technical, but just better with that sound. Like, because the sound's there, but I think the music needs to slide in with it, and it's that part of it's still being developed. I think we know how we want to sound.
Yeah, and I think naturally over time, obviously, you develop a little bit more skills on the instruments that you play. So,
Yep,
do you think there's
absolutely.
room to improvement still?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, where do you hope to be taking the band? So, within the near future, long term, what are your aspirations? I guess. Big question.
Give the mic to Ben.
To do good.
I don't know, just to pretty much give it as good a go as we can and just keep doing what we've been doing pretty much. Like, I don't know, it's been like super fun regardless of what our expectations are. So I think it's just one of those things, just keep trying at it, and like wherever we end up, I think we'll be happy with it because it's, you know, like so much fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But like obviously like we all have aspirations to do as well as we can pretty much in the long term. But yeah, no, I don't know. It is just so much fun doing it in general, pretty much. I don't really think about it that much because it's just, I don't know, pretty rewarding in and of itself, I guess.
And so, given that you have two siblings in the band and then one other, so how did you all meet? I mean, apart from like being roommates and growing up in the same house.
Well, I was in the same year as Tom and Sam, so that's how I know them. Yeah, at school.
And so where was that?
Toowoomba Grammar.
Okay.
Yes.
Very illustrious.
Yes.
Quite the establishment.
But yeah, like, I don't know, I guess I met the two other brothers, like George and Stixie, through Sam and Tom pretty much. And yeah, just kind of all sort of became mates and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I was actually thinking, so given that there are two siblings in the band, is there kind of ever a sense of cabin fever or like a bit of sibling rivalry
Yes.
that kind of exists?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Something that's workable for the future. Yeah, no, that's good. You need it.
Handled with maturity.
Yeah. Maturity and fairness.
Yeah, ow. Nah, cool. So, what do you think makes your sound different to a lot of the other local Brisbane bands that we have? Obviously, since you've said you've got connections with Port Royal, you've got to be playing for them, but your sounds are definitely sonically different. So what do you think makes you guys different from the rest of the, you know, flourishing Brisbane music scene? I mean, every band has its differences. You got your different backgrounds, you know, differences in talents. But what do you think makes Plastik Reality distinctly Plastik Reality?
We play our songs and they play their songs.
To put it simply, yes.
It's a hard question to answer.
I guess that's something that you're still figuring out.
Still figuring out.
Who
Yeah.
are we to determine?
I don't know. We just try to play as best as we can, sound as tight as we can, just make the songs sound as good as they can when we play. Try and have some energy. I mean, like, I know all bands obviously do that, but I don't know. We're just trying to look like we're having fun and just be nice to everyone, and just
Yeah.
like, we're just there to add to it, really. Like, we're just there to be part of it because that's what we love doing. Yeah, I don't know. Stix, do you have anything to add to that?
Bit like working hard and saying that you don't sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I have to add with that.
Yeah. So do you think that's still a process that's kind of forming, really thinking about, you know, what your sound wants to be and your identity? I mean, like you said before, like you definitely are kind of creating your own sound, and that kind of comes naturally over time.
Yeah, it does take. I think it takes a long time to sort of settle into the scene and like become part of it, become known. Like it takes a while to do the rounds and like, you know, play all the venues. But I think I think it's like, you know, a few years' work to sort of really get in there with
Yeah.
it and become part of it. Like, I don't really think it just happens overnight, sort of thing. And like, if you stick around and work hard for it and go, you know, play the gigs, go to the gigs, and be around for that period of time, then I think that's when you become sort of individual.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're definitely right there. I think, you know, that's like I said, it's something that kind of naturally forms. So
Yep.
So with that, so obviously there's a bit of differences between you and like the local Brisbane scene, but how would you say the scene is in Toowoomba, if there is a scene, like a music scene? Does it exist up there?
There's a bit of a scene in Toowoomba for sure.
There is,
Yeah.
if you just know about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not as prominent as Brisbane, obviously, but like, because there's no Fortitude Valley in Toowoomba. But like, there's a few venues, like the Spotted Cow has a lot of like, you know, original bands that like tour and stuff. Like, they all go through there, and you see some out at Highfields every now and then. I don't know, we played at Five Ways Hotel 4 times.
Oh, okay.
It's not really like that place doesn't have a stage or anything, but like they still have like, you know, like karaoke bands there on like the weekends and stuff. But there's a scene there. It's not as prominent.
So do you think there is a demand for kind of more homegrown bands to be playing in small towns like Toowoomba? Given that, I mean,
I think
you've got limited number of venues and limited number of entertainment options. Do you think that there definitely is a market there to have more homegrown bands kind of taking the stage?
I do, because we were like pretty well received, and like, you know, people seemed like all our friends were genuinely keen to come watch us. So I think it's something that can be welcomed in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what do you think it would take to build a music scene in these kind of smaller towns?
Population.
I mean, apart from population.
Consistent gigs every weekend, like pages, advertising, like agencies booking in Toowoomba, just like all that stuff. Like, just having all the amenities there to do it. You know, venues that actually will book you, venues that will have you, you know, somewhere where you can actually go, like, instead of, you know, like it all sort of revolves around a few venues, but I think a lot of them are pretty tight with like how they welcome new bands in there. Like, there's nothing there to sort of get you in, like, whereas in Brisbane there's like Battle of the Bands and like Brightside Showcase. Like, there's all sorts of different things you can do.
And there's different hurdles that you've got to kind of like jump through if you want to be,
Yeah.
you know, want to get more stage time, as opposed
Exactly.
to, I assume, in like
Or you
Toowoomba,
get-
where it's pretty much just like, hey, I want to play.
You just get
Sure,
ignored.
come Wednesday.
You just get ignored in Toowoomba. Like, the venues just ignore your messages. So like,
Really? So
Yeah.
what do you think it is that they're actually looking for up there? Do you think that there needs to be kind of something to shift the market?
I think they look for covers mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've definitely got an audience for people who want to like rock up to a pub and hear some music that they've heard.
That's
and that
familiar
sort of
to
stuff.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there much older population up there?
Yeah.
Or is it just kind of people that like to stay in their comfort zone?
both.
Yeah.
I think
both.
there's definitely an older population in Toowoomba,
sure,
though,
yeah.
I would say.
Very. It's quite conservative as well. Like, people
Yeah.
just want to hear the classics. They don't want the new stuff, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
So do you think it would take one special Toowoomba not based but born band to change that? Or do you think it's more of a collective?
Oh, it could definitely inspire something to start.
Yeah.
Like, it could start, if you want to call it a movement, it could start a live music movement in Toowoomba.
A revolution.
Again, illustrious.
Very illustrious.
Nah, that's good. So tell me about your first gig. So what was the general atmosphere? I understand you're playing at the Five Ways?
Yep, that was it.
Yeah. So how would you describe that, you know, going on stage as a band for the first time?
Well, when we rocked up, the venue thought that we were meant to play at 8, that's what we told everyone, and the venue thought we were playing at 7:30 because they had another band on at 8, so I don't know how well, like I don't know how much of an idea they had that was actually going on. And so, like, I had to literally convince the guy behind the bar that we were playing at 8 and, you know, we need to play at 8, that's when everyone's coming, sort of thing. And then we just tried to do a sound check, and they told us to turn down, like, straight away. Like, we can't hear anyone ordering the drinks and whatnot. But anyway, everyone started pouring into the pack to the point where apparently it's the fullest it's been in ages. Like,
And
whole...
that's a medal to have, to say, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I'm the band that filled the Toowoomba Five Ways up to capacity.
Yeah, well, look,
Not
they were
just once.
They were blown
but
away
5
by it.
times.
4 times.
They were very good to us after that.
Oh, they changed their attitude very quickly after that. Very, very quickly.
So how many people did you say you had at your first gig?
Good question.
40? Like,
Yeah,
I know
about
it's a
that.
small room. Oh, like, I don't know. It wasn't even that many people, but like
it is a small
50 maybe. It's a really
But I
small
mean,
room,
yeah,
like,
considering
looked back.
also.
Well, they made heaps of money off the bar. Like they
Yeah,
made
yeah.
the most money they'd made apparently in a long time. So I don't know if I should be saying that, but
Libby reckons we had 60 people.
60. There you go.
Well, you know what? It always helps. if the venue's happy and if they want to have you again, then.
That's it.
Well, we played there 4 times, so.
So have they been inviting you back now? Is it kind of like,
I think it's under new
This whole-
management.
this
and,
whole gig thing seems to be quite the lucrative business. Maybe we can get these people back. Has it kind of been that attitude?
They had the guy there who really liked us and wanted us back, but he's now gone.
Oh, really?
And they have these new guys, and yeah.
I don't know if we haven't played there since.
We
then,
haven't
right?
played there since then. The guy was trying to tell us that if we were going to play in Toowoomba, we were only to play at Five Ways, and that was it. Like, he sort of came up to me after we played.
So he's saying he wants a partnership with you guys.
Yeah,
Wants to
at
monopolise Plastik
fucking
Reality.
Five Ways Hotel.
Yeah. How do you feel as a band being owned by the Toowoomba Five Ways? Just exclusive
It's
playing.
not very
rights there.
motivating. Not very motivating at all.
I mean, again, an achievement to be held to say, "Hey, I am the house band at the Five Ways."
Yay. Look at
Yay.
us. Wow. Yeah, nah. No thanks.
Yeah.
We haven't contacted them since. I don't know if we'll be playing there again.
We had some fun, though, for sure.
It was a good start.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Like, it was a
Definitely
great
fun
way
time.
to, like, kickstart whatever this thing is.
Yeah, and to see the reception that you got from that band, from that gig, even in like just a small town, has that kind of really motivated you? Just to
Oh,
keep pushing
Absolutely.
forward?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what kind of crowds are you hoping to see? For example, tonight, you know.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a pretty decent crowd because we went to Port Royal's last paid event at
The zoo.
the zoo. Yeah, probably about like a month or so ago, however long ago it was, and they had a really
It was sold
really
out.
great crowd. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
sold out. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know how we would check.
They were very energetic and just loving every minute of
Yeah.
it. Wanted to be there, just loved the music.
Yeah.
All the bands played, got great reception. So, like, I think it'll be sort of like that
Yeah.
tonight as well, which will be awesome.
Very
Like,
excited.
very awesome.
Yeah. So, in terms of stage presence, do you think you guys kind of have, I guess, an energetic presence like Port Royal, or is that something that you're still working on?
Oh, still working
Yeah,
on it, for
definitely
sure,
still
but
working on
I
it.
think we're off to a good start, you know.
So it's going to be a little while before the band gets their uniforms in, everyone bleaches their hair, and you know,
Yeah.
chants a Hail Mary before the gig.
Start looking
In
like
Latin.
rock stars, yeah.
I mean, like, look, if you're going to have an image, I think that's a pretty good one to hold.
True.
Sounds good. Bring back the frosty tips.
Come out in some stockings.
Yeah. So how would you describe your stage presence, just for the people who haven't seen you before?
Yeah, loud, fast.
We sort of stand there a bit and just do our thing.
Stand
Yeah.
and deliver for sure.
Yeah.
Don't try and be too over the top with it, but still try and look vibrant and like we're in the moment.
Yeah.
So if you were going to pull, like, a wild card out, and you had, like, an unlimited budget, say, like, okay, you could have all the pyrotechnics, all the lighting, you know, you could have people walk out on the stage dressed in, you know, sequins or whatever, what would you have? What would your ideal set design be?
Oh,
I think Ben would take up his alter ego.
Yeah, I'd take up
Bandit.
some like whack, like Bowie-esque, like Manson
Oh,
alter
okay.
ego.
Ziggy.
Just come out in like some fishnet stockings and some long like boots or something, and just get
own it.
ridiculous.
Now, when I said that there's natural progression to be had, I think that's the end game that most bands want to get to.
Yeah.
And, you know, why wait? I mean,
look.
there's shops down the
Bring
road.
it in.
I've seriously considered it.
That the store that I bought the Plasticine from, I actually did see some fishnet stockings there. So I mean, pop down there.
There you go.
Try it out tonight. You're going to be having a pretty rowdy crowd. So I think, you know, why not try something new?
I mean, look, I'll think about it. Don't know.
Surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So what do we have over here? What creations have you guys been fumbling up?
I've got a blob.
That's a really good blob.
A log cabin. I made a stick man.
I think
Blue stick man.
I made some weird like I don't know what it is. Some like
It's
It's a smiley
experimental.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
like
it is.
It's Beautiful band.
Seeing like Rasta colours, maybe. Like I don't know.
But what does it mean?
It's creative,
I don't
man.
know.
What thoughts went into making that?
It's Ben's reflection of his current emotions sitting in this room.
It's a self-portrait.
I don't know. Like I sort of just thought like, oh, I wonder if I could form a face, and then sort of progress from there. I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a long,
Profound.
hard road, but here we are.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you've had connections with Port Royal. So what other Brisbane bands have you kind of been associating yourself with?
Chavez Cartel, bunch of
Chavez Cartel.
legends, live on the Gold Coast.
Absolute weapons. No,
Oh.
they're not a
Well,
Brisbane
yeah, I mean,
band.
like,
Well, I
like
mean, I think-
Southeast Queensland
Yeah,
region.
yeah, Chavez Cartel.
Yeah. So if
They're
you're going to
sick.
give anyone any shout-outs, who would it be?
Chavez
Chavez
Cartel.
Cartel.
Yeah, those dudes. Keen to
Who
do a few
else?
gigs with them.
Who else is there?
Because I feel like
Blood
if
Bank. Blood Bank's cool.
Blood Bank's cool.
I feel like if a
Yeah,
lot of
absolutely.
people have like the same passions, it'd be pretty easy to kind of like get connections with the local bands around here. So have you found it's kind of been like that? Like all shared passions for the same thing?
Oh yeah, pretty much everyone we've met's just really cool, you know, just on the same page and
Few
Stint-
interesting characters, but most are nice and like just. I don't know.
I mean, you can take bits and pieces of each band that you meet. So if you find that, like, you might go to one gig and say, hey, this person's doing something really good. Should we take something like that? Like, has there ever been a time where you've really been like, hey, I like what this band's doing. Let's kind of incorporate a bit of that into our little act.
Yeah.
oh for sure.
That subconsciously happens quite a lot.
More so the way they present themselves on stage, I guess, was the main thing when we started out.
Yeah.
Like how to have the stage presence, I guess, and the way they interact with people and the audience and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that sort of
audience
thing.
interaction's a big one.
And so
That sort of thing.
So do you think if you've got more of like an established following in Brisbane, it would make it a lot easier for you guys to, you know, really get yourself involved with the audience? Or do you think it's the other way, that in order to get that active following, you need to be like proactively getting yourself involved in the audience, running down, jumping off stage, you know, spitting on people? I don't know.
That definitely helps. You just
Yeah.
got to be unique and just like make people remember seeing you guys. And
And you gotta,
just like, oh wow, those guys were awesome.
you gotta walk the walk, and then they'll talk the talk.
Mm. No, that's fair, and it's a good observation that you make. I think, you know, especially with, you know, a lot of the bands that I know, it's kind of a little bit difficult to get that following, because I mean, there's a lot of people that are on kind of the same tier as you, but once you break the mold, you have people that are, you know, like adamant followers who come to every one of your gigs. So, you know, I saw that on your Facebook page, you've already gotten over 400 likes, which I think is a really impressive feat, considering you guys have like pretty much just been running the page since March. So do you see yourself and do you see your popularity kind of increasing exponentially, or is it something that you think will build up slowly over time?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a slow thing.
Yeah.
You know? I think the likes thing, we got a few more, like bit of exposure with this Port Royal gig. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
few more people.
milestones like that definitely help.
Yeah. So what do you think the next milestone would be?
Really good question.
I don't know. We're making a music video next weekend. That
Yeah.
could be
Oh, yeah.
interesting.
Oh, okay. So is that for a song that you've already released, or is it something that's coming out?
Yeah, the fancy dress.
Fancy
one.
dress,
Yeah.
okay. So what are you doing for the music video there, if you can reveal any information?
I think we're going. Well, I don't know how it's going to turn out because you never know. But like, what we're wanting to do is like sort of have it like so we are fancy dressed, and then it's like just a house party sort of thing, and then it just
Yeah.
gets sloppy at the end. But I think we're going to do a little scene at the start, which I probably won't shed light on, which will make it, you know, what it is in a way. But yeah, essentially, we're just going to get all our friends who are keen and get them to dress cool and, you know, whatever their version of cocktail attire is. And yeah, we've got a really awesome dude who's directing it, Clancy Cinnamon. He's a good friend of the band.
Oh, okay.
So got a lot of faith in him to make sure it, you know, happens. Like, he's got the vision and it's great. Like, he's planned it all out properly. So
Yeah.
provided we have the people there and, you know, not everyone gets too messy too early on sort of thing, we should be able to make a pretty good video.
Yeah, so obviously there's the 5 people that are in the band, but are there other people that have kind of been more heavily involved with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So who would they be?
Molly Lindsay.
Yeah, Molly Lindsay.
Shout out Molly.
Shout out to Marley.
Shout out to Laurel as well, my lady friend.
Shout out to Libby,
Shout out.
Yeah.
my lady friend. Coming to all the gigs.
Yeah.
We
Shout
do.
outs
We
to
love
that.
the girlfriend support is
And
good.
then all the homies from Toowoomba that, you know, like always support us and
our housemates like
Yeah.
Miles and David.
yeah, Miles
Yeah.
and Dave.
Campbell Street boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have a lot of good friends and good people who like to follow us around, which we really appreciate.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
motivating.
Even our housemates, our roommates, or whatever, they all come around and spend time.
Get 'em
James
monster.
Hart over there
James
in the
Hart,
room
yeah.
as well. Yeah, we're very fortunate so far to have so many good friends that, you know, really just enjoy it.
And so do you think having like such a good supportive team, it's been really encouraging for you guys to kind of keep making music and keep doing what you're doing?
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, are you looking to build up kind of more of a closer team, a closer network of people to kind of expand the brand, or
I mean, it'd be good to have a manager. This girl messaged us and wanted to manage us.
it'd be good to be signed to a record label.
No, but like managers are just, I don't know. It'd help a lot because like it'd let us just worry more about the music sort of thing as opposed to like there's a lot of back and forth emails and all sorts of fun
Yeah, so-
stuff.
So
like
who's mostly in charge of that?
George does a lot of it. I do some of it as well.
Yeah.
The other guys don't really have to worry about it too much. Yeah. Sorry, did that answer the question?
Nah, that's good.
Say it again
You're-
if you want.
You're a busy man. Busy men.
It takes. I don't know. It's not just performing as you know. Like you gotta.
Poker's not the only game being played at the table.
Mm.
Whatever that means, but like you gotta. Yeah, it's more than just writing the music. You know, you gotta get it out there, and you gotta get
Yeah.
gigs organised, and you gotta
So-
make sure you're rehearsing, and it's just.
So I mean, like seeing yourself from like a year ago to now, do you think like the differences in workload is, you know, a lot more than what you were thinking it was initially, especially in terms of, you know, getting gigs? You think it's a lot more work than what you probably would have anticipated instead of just making music?
No, it's pretty much exactly what we thought.
Yeah.
What we thought it'd be like.
First band, so like we got a taste of what it would be like then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Just dealing with people.
And people can be fun, and we
That's
know
it.
all about that. Yeah. But do you think it's been, you know, pretty smooth sailing with most of the people that you've had stuff to do
Oh yeah, for sure.
with? Yeah.
Had it easy so far.
Yeah, so there haven't
Yeah.
really been too many bumps in the road.
No, not at
Not
all.
at all.
Not at all, honestly. I
Very
don't
smooth
think.
sailing
Not
so
yet.
far.
Not yet.
Yeah.
There's
Shouldn't
bums coming.
complain at
don't
all.
worry.
Bums coming. Let's see how tonight goes.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure.
Don't
it
say
will
that.
go- I'm sure it'll be a fantastic set. And so you've got that gig. So what else do you have planned for the future?
A few more gigs in Brizzy coming up.
Yeah.
One at the Tomcat, I think, next month, and Empire, but
We've got one in Toowoomba, don't we, as well?
and Toowoomba at some
Yeah.
point. But then we're gonna focus on getting some new songs going too, and
Yeah.
that's
So
what
is it
just-
kind of go hard in the gigging and then, you know, eventually you'll kind of land some time to record music and then go
Yeah.
hard again. So yeah.
sort of about trying
It's-
to
it's a
save
bit-
a bit of money.
It's a bit
and-
of a cycle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Cyclism.
Hopefully, just keep improving every time, but should be right. Cyclism. New word.
New one of those every week.
Isms, yeah.
Word of the week.
Sam Mungo.
Cyclism.
Cyclism.
That in the box of ism.
Yeah. That's life though. Life's one big cyclism.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tis.
It's one big existentialism.
One big theorem.
Theorism.
Alright, so I mean you've gone over your aspiration from the future, so as we're just wrapping this up, you know, to the audiences, you know, to really identify yourself, you know, who are you? And what do you want people to take away from this and take away from the opportunity to get to know you guys?
Just the music.
Just the music.
Judge us on the music.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to
Not
listen
the,
to
not,
it.
Not the personality,
That's
not
it.
the people. It's just the music.
It's just the music. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
stay away from the house. You
That's
know.
it.
Stay
away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay away from us.
No one walking on the lawn. You know.
That's it.
Just listen to the music if you like it. Listen to it if you
Listen to
don't.
the birds.
Off you go. We don't
Yeah.
really care.
Yep,
It's
that's it.
It's very,
Sums it up.
Very laissez-faire attitude. All right, so I'm going to start wrapping this up now. But thank you guys for coming on the show. We've
Thank you.
had
Thank you.
Plastik Reality,
Absolute pleasure.
2 Georges, Sam and Ben. So
Been jamming.
So be sure to check them out on Triple J on Earth, and also like their Facebook page. Do you have any other socials you'd like to plug?
Instagram.
Yeah,
Instagram as
Plastik
well.
Reality Band.
Got a few vids on the old
C is a
YouTube.
K.
And by the
Oh,
time
YouTube.
by the time this comes out, there might be some more stuff available. So have a browse. In the meantime, make sure to like and subscribe to Slop Shack on Facebook, Instagram.
Do that right now.
Follow us on Spotify and Apple Music, along with our other services. It's all in the description. It's gonna be down there. I can't think of it right now. Again, 2 midnights, bit of delirium. That's fine. All right, it's been great.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks,
Thank you
Joey.
very much.
Farewell.
I actually already
Thank
liked it
you.
as well, FYI.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to get on that.